All right, we are going to get started. Good afternoon. Everyone can hear me and see me? Yes, okay. So thank you so much for logging in. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dawn Clark. I am a regional sales director with United Credit Education Services, and today I'm going to be presenting to you some information that is meant to help you understand the power of credit and this platform that we use to help our clients and our agents, who are also clients, get more power in their life as it relates to financial literacy. Just a quick introduction about how I found the company. I was actually doing credit on the side as an independent contractor myself for years, for about 5 or 6 years. And myself, when I first did my own credit, I remember just needing a car is really how it came about. I never had a problem renting an apartment, but it was time for me to buy a car. And so after college, I recognized that, frankly, I couldn't buy a car. And so my mom gave me a car, my dad gave me cars, everyone, my parents took good care of me. But when it was time to go out on my own, I was living in Chicago and needed a car, and went to the car dealership. And my very first car that I purchased under my name, my credit score was a 430. My interest rate was 24.99%. And I bought a Saturn SO1 that I ended up paying $35,000 for. And I believe that it was 5 years old when I bought it. And it was devastating. So, where I always had lots of cash, I was able to rent my apartments because I could pay 3 months down payment. I could, go, travel whenever I wanted to, like most people my age were, because I always had a lot of cash. I was making six figures in the mid 90s. So it was never a problem with cash, but that car really was eye-opening for me. So paid the car off early because, of course, cash was no problem. I was, I think, paying $1,850 a month just to pay it off early so that I could save myself on the interest. But I decided then that I would never go through that again. And so I started working on my own credit. A few years later, maybe a decade later, when I had my son at age 40 and my credit was a 720, I lost everything. I was on bed rest and couldn't work and had no support. And my parents are now deceased, and it was just me. And so I used all of that great credit down to the very last penny, even borrowed against my car that I had at that time, and ended up upside down and everything. Fast forward a few years later, and here I am, again, making a lot of money with no credit. And I decided that not only would I would do my own credit, but I would help other people with theirs. And so that's why I started doing credit. When I found this platform, I remember asking the woman who I went to high school with, who introduced me to it, what's the deal with it? And she said, well, our corporate attorneys handle all the work. Your job is just to expose and get people on. And I was like, and that's it? And she said, yeah. And I was like, okay, so I'm already doing it. I need it myself at this point. Sign me up, let's rock. And that's how I came to the company. I've had great success, not only with my credit and with this as a business, but also helping people to understand more clearly the power of credit. And for me, I was always a cash person, so I had lots of money flowing, but I didn't have any true concept of outside of my credit. I didn't have a savings. I wasn't saving for retirement. I didn't have life insurance. And so when I had my son, everything came into focus for me. It was like, whoa, I need to do something different, not just for me, but for him. So that's why I am doing this as a business. So that's how I came to kind of understanding the power of credit. And this platform really is one that provides a lot of value to me as a single mom, and a lot of value to my clients as their credit's improving as we go. So I just wanted to kind of give that background about the company. The company itself was founded in 2004. It's headquartered in Farmington Hills, Michigan, and it is an absolutely debt-free company. So the company itself operates from a cash basis. We don't owe creditors. We don't owe debtors. We don't, everything that the company has is purchased debt-free. And even operationally are operating very much in the green. The two co-founders of the company are still in place. Their assistant is also still in place from day one. And the company has been exponentially growing and providing services that really cater to people's greater understanding of financial literacy. Why is all of this more important than ever? Well, I shouldn't have to ask that question, and everyone on the call knows that even before COVID, folks were struggling in America. record high debt loads. People are carrying record high debt to income ratios, record low credit scores. I've lived in 5 states, and some of the 5 states I've lived in, California, Ohio, Georgia, Arizona, Florida, and Illinois, are some of the lowest credit scores in the country. So I've lived in places where people just don't have credit. They are struggling, and sometimes they're not thinking about it, right? And so this platform allows all of us to be thinking critically and to work with a company that understands that the importance of this is just critical. The single biggest difference between financial success and failure is really how well you manage your money. And so I'm a prime example of that. I wasn't managing my money. No way that I should have been making 6 figures and riding in town cars and couldn't afford my own car. I couldn't actually purchase a car with good credit. And that's where I was when I bought my first car in Chicago. So in order for me to manage my money better, I really needed to master it. That's what this program does. I know that I went to private schools, I went to Catholic schools, I went to public schools, and in none of those schools was I taught financial literacy. Both of my parents were business owners, neither did they teach me. So literally you go into adulthood and no one's ever told you, don't take out, $13,000 of student loans for a $4,000 student loan, $4,000 tuition. Nobody tells you that. You're thinking, I'm just going to kick it at spring break. I'm going to go to Cancun. I'm going to go to Cozumel. I'm going to go to Freaknik, right? I'm aging myself, dating myself, but this is what we did. And so people go into their 20s and are now thinking about what life is after college. And they're going, oh, wait a minute. I used my American Express and bought colored contacts. That's my story. And I am financially illiterate. So that is Robert Kiyosaki. I know everyone knows that name. I'm going to give you 5 shocking facts you didn't know about your own finances. The first is that Americans are drowning in $1.057 trillion in credit card debt as of March 19th. So this was a year and some months ago. I do not know the current total, but I guarantee you it's way more than 1.05 trillion given COVID's impact on the world economy and in the United States especially. Next, 56% of people in the US absolutely have no rainy day funds. I was one of those. Again, 6-figure earner. I was what they call high income, no real, Henry earner. High earning, no real, oh man, I'm forgetting what the Y stands for. I'm going to give that to you. But basically, most of the people in America, no matter what age, don't have any rainy day funds. They're operating on a day-to-day basis. And I talk to them by the thousands a month, and they do not have even money to start their own credit repair. They've worked 30 years and they don't have $30. This is a problem. 46% of baby boomers have less than $10,000 saved for retirement. These are the people that when you go to Publix, when you go to Kroger, when you go to Walmart, when you go to Target, they're wiping down carts today. They're putting their own health at risk because they don't have any retirement. They're working until they drop. And frankly, this is the way that America has been for a long time, especially in some of the communities that we are members of, right? I remember my grandfather was on his way to his part-time job, well into his retirement years, in his 80s, when he had a heart attack and died, on his way to a part-time job. This is not acceptable. And that was after having retired. He just didn't make enough money in retirement and had to work. 40% of millennials have spent money they didn't have to keep up with their friends. This doesn't just apply to millennials. I remember being in my 30s, heck, in my 40s, and going on vacations and having to borrow from Peter to pay Paul for vacation, right? You're looking at your phone. Every time you go to swipe your card, you're looking at your phone. You're going, okay, let me move this. Hold on, this is the way that America lives. And it's unfortunate and it's unacceptable. So this program and the reason that I'm in this program as both an agent and as a client is to change this statistic. I want people to find value in saving and investing and focusing on financial literacy. 43 million Americans have a credit score of less than 599. I guarantee you that's higher now. I read something on NerdWallet, which is one of my guilty pleasures. I am a NerdWallet junkie. That said only 2% of Americans have a credit score above 800. 2%. That means that everyone else is just having okay credit, or worse than okay, the majority having terrible or poor credit. This is not acceptable. Yes, Miss Cherie. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Miss Cherie. Okay. So as you know, poor credit can fill us with anxiety, embarrassment, frustration, fear, confusion. I remember walking into that car lot and I needed a car and I was embarrassed to even be there. It was, City Motors in Chicago. And I walked in thinking I got no money. I got no credit. I think I had $1,000 that one of my girlfriends gave me for my down payment. That's all that I had. I was embarrassed. I shouldn't have been that way. I made too much money to have that problem. We have somebody in the chat. Okay, Janice, can you help Cherie see the presentation? Or is she not seeing it? Everyone else is seeing it, right? Okay, awesome, awesome, thank you. So I remember that, I remember very well. In fact, I remember after I had my son, when I had gotten my first eviction, how frustrating that was, and how when I went to get my next apartment, I had to pay 3 months rent up front because my credit was so poor. It's really nothing to be ashamed of. I knew that I was a great person. I was a new mom. I had things going for me. I had a great kid. But at the end of the day, life happened to me. So I needed to regroup. In contrast, having strong credit makes you feel confident, excited, abundant, right? So you kind of go into a place and go, I can get what I want. I remember I bought my very first brand new car. It had 11 miles on it in September of last year, the very first time in my life. At 48 years old, bought my very first car. And I walked into Mercedes and I said, here's what I want. Here's what I want to pay. Make it work or not. I said, you got 45 minutes. I'm on lunch. They didn't get the deal done. I walked out. I knew that my credit was good enough to get what I wanted. He called me and said, the next day, he said, I can get your deal done. Can you Uber here? You can drive off with your Mercedes. And I did that. So I remember, in contrast, when I bought the Saturn, right, and having to walk out of there knowing I was going to pay $800 a month and walking out with a brand new Mercedes, it's a whole different feeling. Good credit score ultimately opens up possibilities, right, to create the lifestyle you desire. So whether you want to buy rental property, open up a franchise, whether you want to continue to help your family grow, whether you need to pay for your child to go to college. I remember my best friend couldn't even apply for a PLUS loan because her credit was so poor. So this is what you do, right? No matter if you want a vacation or you want to invest, you have to have good credit. Good credit obviously makes it easier to get your houses, your cars, your low interest rates on your credit cards, higher limits on those same cards, contracts without security deposits. How many of us have had to pay the $300 deposit to get your electric cut on in your new house that you paid 3 months rent, right? Moving is becoming a $10,000 with bad credit. It's $10,000 out of pocket because you need to pay your deposits. So good credit makes all of those things obsolete. All right, so we are dedicated and committed to helping individuals build, organize, and protect their families' future. Thank you. And with that, we have 12 life-changing products. So most people on the call are here for credit restoration or to learn about how we're going to help you build your credit. But our platform actually has all of these products that really change the trajectory for people as they are going through their life. So we have budgeting software. We have the credit restoration product, obviously. We have the ability to teach you about how to build credit. We have credit attorneys. If you get into trouble with a credit issue, we have dedicated credit attorneys that can help you. We offer credit monitoring. We offer identity protection. We offer net worth calculators, savings goals. If you're saving for a house and you're fixing your credit to buy a house, you need to understand how you can save and how you can pay down your debt in order to get to your house faster. All of this is included in the one protection plan. So I'm not going to go through all of these. We can certainly send you the link and you can review these on your own, but suffice it to say, somewhat obviously, our biggest piece of the puzzle is credit restoration. We are a non-for-profit organization. And so we work with you to challenge the credit bureaus to remove inaccurate, obsolete, erroneous items from your credit report, right? Credit Builder is there, credit monitoring. This is if you pay right now for Experian or Credit Karma or some of the other credit monitoring, you pay for that monthly. We actually include that absolutely free of charge, and you can get daily updates if you'd like, as it relates to your credit scores, what's going on with your credit reports. We actually show you that unlimited time you can refresh your credit report. As I said, we also have credit attorneys. All right, so let me go on to how your credit score is calculated. Some people on this call may know how this works, but let me just review this very quickly. 35% is your on-time payments versus your delinquents, right? So that is the beast. Between that and the capacity and amount owed, this is your utilization, right? So if you remember the word utilization, for instance, if you have a credit card that is $1,000 credit card, you should never use more than 10% when you are working on your credit. Now, once you have your credit up to a 750 or a 775 or 800, you can then use up to 30%. But your capacity and your amount owed on your credit score, your payment history and your capacity or your utilization equals 65% of your credit score. This is huge. These are the two biggest factors, and combined is really what causes people's credit score to drop. This also, by the way, comes into play if you pay off something, right? So if you pay off a car, all of a sudden that payment history is impacted, right, positively, but your capacity amount owed is impacted negatively. Also, your length of credit. So your aggregated amount, which is called average age of accounts, is your length of credit. If you had a car that you were financing and it was a 5-year loan and you pay that off, that account goes to zero. So when you average everything out, that's average age of accounts, your credit score is going to dip when you pay off your car. If you did not know that, right, and if you're not working with someone who's going to tell you that as you're preparing to buy your house, a lot of people are like, I want to pay off my car. And I tell them, do not, under any circumstances, pay off your car before you buy your house. It will tank your score. People don't understand that. They're looking at their debt to income. There have to be other ways to impact your debt to income ratio. So even if that means you take up a part-time job while you're in your pre-approval process, you have to do that. You have to get your income up while keeping, especially if your car is your only thing you owe, you get rid of that, it's going to tank your credit. So a little tip that I always give people that are coming to me, especially as they're looking to buy their house. New credit inquiries, 10%. So a lot of people are freaking out because they've applied. They've got 42 denials. Those inquiries actually will hurt you, especially if it's in the last 12 months. After 12 months, the amount of inquiry, the amount of weight or negative impact actually decreases after month 12. So after month 12, it starts decreasing incrementally all the way to the point that it gets removed. We actually can help you remove inquiries as well. And then types of credit. You need to make sure you have a nice mix. If you have a mortgage, fantastic. If you have installment loans, great. If you have student loans, awesome. If you have revolving debt, great, right? So store cards, we have several different types of credit, but you want to make sure you have multiple types. If you only have a mortgage and you're looking to build your credit, that's actually going to hurt you, even if your mortgage is up to date and paid off, or up to date and paying on time, because you need to have installment loans or revolving credit. And you need to be using those responsibly. So remember, when I say using responsibly, I'm talking about these first three things. So do the math. 35 plus 30 plus 15 is what? 80% of your credit score. That's huge. That's responsible use of your credit. Counts for 80%. All right. Going back to the product, we help with budgeting, net worth calculators, the Family Mint. Those of you who are parents, this is critically important. We actually have resources that we go into the schools and we educate children, and we have a website as well, that we educate children from age 8 to 18 on how to use their finances to support their future as opposed to negatively impact their future. Had somebody told me that I would be paying, 30% more if I just kept taking out student loans, I probably would have done something different, right? So the Family Mint is meant to make sure that our children don't go into adulthood wondering how to fix their credit. That's what that is. And we have a not-for-profit that functions as an offshoot to this in our system. The debt payoff calculator also is amazing. You can actually put in the debt that you own, and it will say, there's a little calculator with a sliding scale. If you find yourself in extra $100, it'll tell you where to put that $100 in order to best utilize that 100 to pay down your debt faster. And then after we get you together, we have to protect your financial future, right? So identity monitoring, your will and trust, your financial lockbox, and your savings goals. Again, all of these products are included with our service. So the will and trust is one that's critically important. At the top of the call, I told you that I don't have parents anymore. Both of them died intestate. What that means is they both died without a will. So even though they were both homeowners and they were both business owners, when they died, guess who had to go to court and stand up and ask the courts to get rid of their assets so that we can come out with something for my siblings? Me, age 19 and age 29, I was standing in front of a probate judge asking for their assistance. By the way, everyone got paid but us. I walked away with $535 from my dad's estate. He owned one house and 4 cars because we had to sell everything because he was not properly prepared. The attorneys made money, the probate court made money, the tax man made money, and we walked away with $535. A travesty. Our program actually helps you create your will and your trust documents and your powers of attorney, financial and medical, so that if anything happens, you know, and your family knows, and your children know what happens to you and what your wishes are. This is included in our platform. Finally, Shop for Less is amazing. I have a little garden if you follow me on Facebook, and so I actually just ordered off HomeDepot.com and Lowe's new potting plants so that I could split out my tomato plants. I ordered them online. I use Shop for Less, and I'm getting 5.4 cash back on both of those purchases. So it goes, you know, you are looking at what you want, you look at the total, you buy the Shop for Less charge card, if you will, or it's really a debit card or credit card, gift card, and you apply that towards your purchase, right? So that is a great tool, and that's proprietary to us and included in your package. All right, so this is the roadmap. So a lot of people look at this and they go, wait a minute, I can't work on my will and trust, which is in months 7 to 9 in advance. No, every single one of the 12 services are included day 1 with your protection plan. So day 1, you always, once you sign up, you're going to activate your service. You're going to begin your monitoring. You're going to set up your identity theft protection. And there's some things you're going to do as you go through your process. So everything here is included, but this is kind of a roadmap if you want to kind of see how we envision you use the service. But of course, you don't have to do it this way. And we actually have everything in our back office and in your app. So as a client, you get a free app. As you can see in that app, there's the desktop version is on the left and the app is on the right. It's available in both the app store and Google Play Store. You can download the app and you can see your credit restoration process. You can see your access to your credit attorney. You can monitor your credit right from your phone. Okay, so if you are serious about your credit and you want to start learning more about this platform, even before you sign up, you can download the UCES app from United Credit Education Services and start looking through the applications that are included with your protection plan. All right, so all of these products are available for a one-time setup fee of $188. That includes the first month. And then after that, we have a no contract monthly subscription for all 12 products. So most of our clients stay enrolled between 4 and 6 months. And all of our clients are able to get their credit for free by simply referring people to us. So this is a new thing that we've set up. But if you don't want to refer anyone, that's fine. Frankly, for me, when I think about it, let's see, day before yesterday, I went to McDonald's. I spent $24 for me and my son to have lunch. $24 in one day is a whole week plus of this service. So if I were seriously in credit debt and needed some help with my credit score, this would be a no-brainer for me. And as I said, the customer referral program allows you to get your protection plan for free. Once you enroll people via your app or your website, if 5 of those people enroll the next month, you get your services for free. And you can track on that within the app. All right, so I spoke quickly about the Youth Financial Literacy Program. As you can see, we actually, I don't know why it's skipping around, sorry about that. We provide financial literacy lessons to schools across the United States. We actually go into the schools and provide these lessons. We educate students in 5th through 9th grade on the matters of personal finance, and $2 from every single one of our clients' protection plan supports our educational programs and scholarships. So it is amazing as a mom to know that we are giving away scholarships. As you can see, we have given away over $1 million so far in 2016, all the way to 2020, 2020, this February. Many students won up to $400,000 in scholarships, and these are to high school graduates. So we are absolutely committed to making sure that children understand that they're graduating from college without huge student loan debt, and they're understanding the power of also graduating debt-free. A lot of our customers have great things to say. I've got my, these are customers from the platform, but I even called a customer a few weeks ago. His name is Joe. And I said, hey, Joe, I haven't heard from you. How's your credit? He was like, I think it's going okay. I said, well, pull it up and let's see. He got 36 points in just a few weeks of enrolling. And he was like, I think that's really good. I'm like, yeah, that's really good. Your credit was terrible. 36 points is the difference. And especially if you're buying a house, everyone knows that 36 points can take you from one mortgage rating to the next, right? It could mean thousands of dollars in mortgage. In fact, Roderick in Texas said that he was able to refinance his home and saved over $750 a month on his mortgage. So dropping your interest rate from 14.75 to 5.75 is a game changer, folks. This is where this is the power of finance, right? This is a tangible solution for people who are struggling with their current debt load. You are able to get right into building your credit today. So that is, in a nutshell, I'll show you just a couple of results that I have in a different, all right, let's see. All right, so just a couple of results I'll share with you. Smart Credit is our credit monitoring platform. So you'll see these come through from time to time. You can also, as I said, pull your credit yourself. Some of our other clients, I'm in tears. My credit score went up 84 points, right? Just amazing. Another Smart Credit, Jakesia, 238 points. A lot of people say, hey, can you take off bankruptcies? We actually can take off bankruptcies. And this is somebody got approved for a credit card after a bankruptcy. Tamisha, $20,000 Navy Federal account. As you can see, this is one of the, if you've ever gone through a credit restoration process, this is the result that people send back. Update it, delete it, delete it, delete it, right? Student loans being deleted. Bankruptcies, this is actually Alyssa Barnes, one of the leaders in our organization. These were her bankruptcies that were deleted off her report, right? So this is the one that was valid and everything else was invalid, had been put on multiple times. As you can see, different docket numbers. All of these bankruptcies were deleted. That's a game changer, right? Someone have a question?
A question. I do.
Yep.
Jessica. So whenever I saw about, student loans, bankruptcies and so forth, whenever student loan companies sell your loan to another company, like you may have been with Sally Mae, and they company, even though you're throwing out the loans that other lender, those, you guys clear that off. I don't know if it impacts the credit or not, but like I've had my loan sold, and I'm like, every time they sell my loan, it still leaves the residue from when it was with another lender. And I don't know if, like, Nelnet and Sally Mae, that's what it was. Sally Mae sold to Nelnet. And so I don't, is that something you guys can clear off? Because I personally have tried to fight that. And I'm like, it's at a zero many years later. Why is this still showing up whenever there's no money in there? I don't know if that would benefit me or not, because I'm in that home buying phase. That's why I reached out to you, because I'm closing on a house in October, if not the 1st of November. And so I'm just trying to get mine as clean as possible. And I don't know if it's, you know, if it's impacting me or not, or if it's just there and it's just going to stay there, or what.
Good question. Thank you. So that actually happened to me when I first did my credit. After my son was born, my student loans, I had a 94-page credit report, because my student loans, which I had refinanced, they were sold once, and then I actually took out a personal loan for a third move. And then when they went to Navient about 4 years ago, again, so I had a 93-page credit report. And those, like you said, the residue of the initial or original loans should have been removed, and they weren't. So I disputed them, and we absolutely do. Those duplicates should be removed. So yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome. No sweat. All right. Good question. Anybody else got questions as I'm just going through the results? So as you can see, we've got collections, we've got this was Land Rover, that's somebody's Range Rover. I think that was Alyssa's Range Rover was removed. Midwest Recovery Services, I had them, an Amazon and Walmart. I think this one is mine on the left side. I can't remember. Mine was very similar to that because I had all of those on mine. Delete, 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 right? So you'll see those. Medical bills, deletions, right? We do get medical bills off. Verizon, we do get those off. And those were the bankruptcies again. So I want to point out, especially for those in the home buying process, if nobody has showed you this, this kind of analysis, it is important to note that your monthly payment, you know, this is a typo on this slide, but this amount, $2,100 versus $950 with a credit score minus less than 560 or greater than 740, those are real numbers. We've actually got at least one realtor on the line, and she can tell you firsthand what this looks like, right? So you don't want to be in the 560. You can get approved at a 580, absolutely. You can get approved at a 600, but if you get as high as possible, you're going to be spending far less for the same house. So that is, you know, a critical piece of you know, getting your credit together is making sure, buying a house is making sure that your credit is as high as possible. Any other questions that I can answer about the services that we offer? Anybody else have questions?
This is Jessica again. My best friend she ended up saying that she had to actually present in that meeting, but I told her I would ask on her behalf. She is trying to help get her something expunged off of her son's credit. He's 18. Do you guys help young people? Because he's just starting out in life, and she was like, it shouldn't even be on there, but she's tried. Is that something she probably need to reach out to you, Dawn, later, or?
We absolutely will help him. One of the things, you know, as we talked about, having a good credit score isn't just about getting all the derogative things off. It's also about increasing the positive things, right? And so our credit builder services will definitely help him. If he has what we call a thin credit file, we have the ability to make sure that we are adding positive lines of credit to him as well, to his file as well. So absolutely, I would love to talk to him.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I'll let her know, and I sent her your Facebook profile information too. So I'll let her know she just needs to reach out to you, and y'all can work out how to help him out with that.
Awesome. Awesome. I'd love that. Thank you, Jessica.
Mhm.
Anybody else have questions before we move on to the how, the why, and the what of how we make money with this platform? Okay, so if you yourself are looking to, Jessica, if you can put your phone on mute, thank you. The platform itself, obviously, I'm a referral agent to the platform. My job, my full-time job, is to make sure that I expose this information to as many people as possible, and help as many people as possible get to their next level financially, right? And so everyone on my team and the team across the country, we are here to not only help ourselves, but also help others. And so the platform that we're using for that purpose is the FES platform. We are agents to the company. So I'm going to share just very briefly, if you're still interested in learning about how we make money, this is the part of the presentation you're going to want to pay attention to. So Financial Education Services is the sister company to UCES. And basically, it is meant to kind of help people like me who saw an opportunity to help others get to the things money can't buy, right? Money can't buy the ability. This looks like a multi-generational gathering on the beach, right? I remember I was working with a company called Springer Suter in Chicago, Illinois. I was the administrative assistant to the founder of that company. And every single Christmas, Neil took his entire family to his house in Hawaii. The entire family, everybody, daughters, sons, husbands, wives, cousins, whoever wanted to go, whoever could take time off work, he flew them out to his house in Hawaii. And I remember sitting in the office when they were all gone. It was kind of surreal that here I am, you know, a little brown girl from Columbus, Ohio, and I'm sitting in the office by myself with my boss off taking one of these types of pictures. And I thought, I got to make something happen, right? That was really when I started to think very critically about like how I escalate my financial future. FES is one of the platforms that I've used to provide me, one of its agents, the ability to build a business by marketing its innovative financial literacy tools, products, and services. So my job now, my full-time job, is to help my team do this and to do it myself. And I look at it like this: corporate America meets entrepreneurship, right? So the company is headquartered in Michigan. We have consistent annual sales growth. Obviously, we're debt-free, and I already talked about the same key executives. And I am a member of the gig economy. So even before I joined FES, I actually owned 2 cars at one time. One of those cars I had on Turo. If anyone has not used Turo, it's a peer-to-peer car rental service. So I would clean up my car, I park it someplace, somebody would call me or get on the app and say, hey, I want to rent your car. And I made good money by renting out my car. In fact, when I purchased my last car, my Turo rental paid for both cars. So my original car was paid off, and the Turo rental, I was making $1,100 a month renting out my second car. It paid for my first car in its entirety, plus the insurances. So I have been a member of the gig economy for a long time. I drove Lyft for a while. I've driven Uber. I used Grubhub last night. So these companies are leveraging the number of people who need to make extra money using the gig economy and self-employment. You know, people always say, I don't know, will it work for you? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But the things that I like about it is that I can work from anywhere. Last year, I took my son to the Dominican Republic, and I spent the first couple hours of every day reaching out to people who reached out for help. I made money on vacation, and the money I made on that vacation paid for another vacation. So I was working it part-time at the time. I was making my own hours. I would get up early, work before he woke up, then take him to the beach, work a few hours in the evening. And I was able to still build my team and support them, through their journey. So we always say that you're able to get into this business. I worked online at Disney. I did, Stacy. Stacy and I were together. She says to me a private message. Stacy and I actually took our boys to Disney for Not So Scary last year. And the first couple of hours of every day, I was on the phones helping people with their financial goals. Thanks for that reminder, Stace. I forgot about that. And we have great online training and online tools and excellent agent support. So people that start with this company, especially on my team, they're able to reach out to me directly. I talk to pretty much every one of my agents every day, answering questions for them, helping them get to their questions that are asked to them. I help them with those questions. And so those of you who work a full-time job know what linear income looks like. This is when you go to work for either a salary or an hourly, and at the end of the 2 weeks, they cut you a check, right? That's linear income. I actually was a linear income person. I've always had gigs on the side, but up until about a month ago, I worked in corporate America at Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection. And one day they because of COVID, cut my income 40%. The very next day after they told us that they were cutting us 40%, I got a message that, by the way, you're supposed to still work 100% of the time. And a week later on a Wednesday night, when I got my last request for a meeting at 7:45 for an 8 p.m. meeting, my first meeting started at 7 a.m., I said enough is enough. And I went back to working for myself. So I am able to leverage my network to not only create work from home situation for myself, but also residual income so that it's working when I'm not. Bottom line is traditional marketing has changed. How many people are driving around today looking up at billboards and thinking, I should go do that? No, at the end of the day, everybody is online. Think about what Popeyes did. Popeyes, I don't think, had a single billboard that talked about their spicy chicken sandwich. And the owners of Popeyes are now probably multi-billionaires off of all of us talking to our network about that chicken sandwich. So we always trust word of mouth recommendations. If you like somebody's haircut or you like the gel they use to get their curls popping, you ask people what they use and you go buy that. I share my Amazon links all the time with people who ask me what I use or what I bought or how I did it. And this is no different. A lot of people are using FES as a side hustle, right? And they're rewarded for referring clients to our protection plan products. We also have a couple of innovative solutions, FES Cellular, Travel, and My Healthcare to Go. The cellular package is amazing. It's unlimited $49 per month. And if you are an agent and you offer this to your clients, you get paid a residual for having enrolled them. We also are products of the product, so we use that product as well. Travel is the same. We get proprietary discounts that are lower in most cases than kayaks and the price lines. We actually have this as it relates to our Protection Plan Plus. And then My Healthcare to Go, it's discounts healthcare right from your home. So you're able to use our online doctors, our network of online doctors and nurses to call in and get diagnoses for your healthcare issues. What better way to make a living, right? I'm sitting at home. This morning I woke up, I cooked my son breakfast. I was helping one of my clients on theirs. I called the corporate office and started an agent, all while cutting up mango before I served my son pancakes, right? So this is what I'm doing and I love it. It provides me the flexibility to garden when I want to and do my yoga, as well as make money and support my family. Does it work? How does it work? Basically, this is the commission structure. It's very simple. If you are the agent and you sign up 3 people, you make $300. And then on a monthly basis, you make $12 residual income. So remember, I talked about the youth financial literacy program. Out of the money that each of these people pays each month for their financial plan membership, we donate $2 to those scholarships. You also are able to, as you acquire agents in your organization, make money. So when you first start, you enroll an agent, you get paid $100 per agent. So if you make 2 of those sales every week, you are making $200 directly from enrolling them. That's as a new agent. As you start growing your organization, you make more. So when you become a field trainer, you make $160. When you become a senior field trainer, sales director, this is where I am right now. So every new agent I enroll, instead of making $100, which was over here, I make $430. plus residuals and overrides. In addition to that, this is the monthly infinity bonus that I earn. Once you become a sales director and above, you start earning an infinity bonus on percentage of sales. So at the top of the hour, I told you that I bring in about $40,000. This past month, it was $51,000 in sales for my team. My team and I brought in that amount. So I actually will get paid 0.75% of $51,000 in my monthly bonus. As I continue to grow my organization, I continue to make more. So these are the minimum requirements. If, for instance, you're a vice president, but you bring in $200,000, you would actually make 1.5% of $200,000 in your infinity bonus. There are lots of other rewards. We get nice little kind of tokens of appreciation called the Medallion Club as you grow your business. So that's really cool. Very, very nice gifts that the company gives to us. And the R&R Club. So if you work in corporate America, you pay into retirement fund. And for your efforts, when you retire, they then pay you back, right? This is our version of that. You have 6 levels. The first level is a monthly car payment of $600. So for me, my brand new Mercedes that I purchased last year, I'm about halfway to my first level. I can't wait to get there because they will actually pay up to $600 of my car payment. In my case, that will actually take care of my car payment. And so the other amount of money in addition, up to $600, they're going to pay towards my principal. Levels 2 and 3, you get a $10,000 cash bonus and a $1,500 car allowance so I can upgrade my car or get a second car. Level 4, $25,000 cash bonus. Level 5, you get a $50,000 cash bonus. You're able to upgrade your car to a Bentley if you like. There are other options, but most people are really interested in that Bentley upgrade. And then level 6, you actually get a $5,000 per month house payment. So if your house is only $1,200, they put the remaining $3,800 into an escrow for your principal. And then level 7 to 10, this is where you can sit back and chill, whether you work your business or not. You are eligible to receive up to $25,000 per month retirement income, plus monthly bonuses of $10,000 to $250,000. Sorry, $100,000, $250,000 based on your production if you're still working your business. So that is our retirement plan. Let me go back a second. I told you about this one. I am halfway there, right? I've had my company for 2 years as of May 3rd. I took about 1 year and 5 months off, and I'm back active, and I am halfway to getting my car paid for. Huge. I can't wait. All right. We offer training tools and support. We offer you your agent websites. We offer you online back office where you can actually monitor your business. You have live agent and customer support. You get paid weekly. If you're working every single Thursday, we get direct deposit, or some people like mail. I don't like mail. I want mine direct deposited. So every Wednesday, we find out how much we made. Every Thursday, we get that deposit directly into our account. We get up to $100,000 in no exam life insurance. So it's based on your qualifications, but if you're working your business, your life insurance is offered to the company free of charge with no exam, up to $100,000. We have professional marketing materials. This presentation was put together by our corporate office. You don't have to make any of this stuff up. They do it for you. Obviously, commissions, rewards, and bonuses, regional, national, state, local training events, and then you have mentors like me that will get on the line with you and answer your questions and help you close your deals. Lots of tax advantages as being a home-based business. And finally, really, the opportunity to help others. Today, you can become an agent. It's $288, which includes your 1 month of your credit restoration. So the platform fee is $199 plus 89 equals $288. And then there's a monthly subscription of $89 for your credit restoration. One nice thing, if you have 5 people enrolled, you never pay that $89. So for my first month, I was able to get more than 5 people enrolled within the first couple of days. I have never paid the $89. So I paid $288 to start my business and have been rocking ever since. We talk about the power of 5 a lot. When someone says, how do I get to my first title? I say, bring in 5 customers or agents and you qualify to get your next month's services for free. That is the power of 5. So every one of my new agents, I recommend they do 5 every single, if they are wanting to move this into a full-time position, you want to have 5 people enrolled in your first month. But I recommend all of my full-timers to do 5 people per week. That makes sure that you have enough money to make this make sense. We have an app for our agents as well. You download the app, you can log into your back office and monitor your information. You can share flyers, your social media templates, and your enrollment links directly from your app. These are our top earners. Every single one person on this page is a Pinnacle now Senior Executive Vice President. Amazing, amazing. Every one of these people actually are level 1 through 6. I think Nicola Smith-Jackson's level 7 now. She's maxed out the compensation structure and is continuing to get paid every week based on her production. And she's still active in the business. She still enrolls and recruits as well. Again, all of these are top leaders in our company. I've met all of them at our corporate events. They are amazing. They are regular people who paid that $288 and decided to leverage this application and these services to create a new life for their families. So the question is, which one are you, right? Are you ready to rock and roll? You want to be an agent or a customer? If someone invited you on this call, let them know that you're ready to go. B, you have a few questions. Whoever invited you on the call, get them on the phone and ask your questions. And then C, you're ready to get started as a client. Let's make it happen, right? So you're either in or you're out, right? You either are interested today or you're not. If you need more time, talk to whoever enrolled you, because they have some options to either get your credit started right now or to get you on the road to getting your referrals started right now. So talk to whoever invited you to help you understand how you get started today or how you get started in a week. Whoever invited you can help you with that. The bottom line is you got to get started. If you're trying to get ahead, you're trying to get your credit together, you're trying to get your finance together, there's no better way than to get started today. If nobody has any questions, or if you do, now is your time. Any questions?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Hey, Sora Judy, pleasure. Thank you for joining.
Thanks. I joined in rather late.
It's okay. What questions do you have?
Well, my question is, my concern is as a client, not as not to join the team.
Okay.
And so I need to know what that looks like. And so I don't know if you covered that earlier. And I don't know if I should maybe schedule a time to meet with you later, but I agreed to join in your call tomorrow, and then I realized it said you had something going on right now, so I joined like at, I don't know, 1:57. And
it's okay.
So okay.
It's
so
all
my
right.
question is, what does the service look like if I want to be a client?
Yeah. So
am I suitable to be a client, and what does that look like?
absolutely. So I will pull up just really quickly. Are you on? Can you see my screen or no?
Yes. Right now you're not sharing anything.
Correct. Okay, hold on. Bear with me just a second. I will pull that back up for you. And if you, by the way, if you don't have any questions, feel free to drop off. That's okay. And get back to the person who invited you to get any questions you have answered. So Judy, I have pulled up the award, the protection plan. Basically, it includes these 12 services. Obviously, the most important one that most everyone talks about is the credit restoration program. Our job is to make sure that we assist you to challenge the credit bureaus to remove the obsolete, inaccurate, erroneous items from your report. So those items can be anything from collections, charge-off, medical, repossessions, bankruptcies, student loans, anything that is negatively impacting your credit. We actually dispute those for you. The process is fairly straightforward. You get an online app, and I'm going to go to that in just a second. You get an online website or an app. You sign up as a client. You get a login. You log into this dashboard here, and you go to credit restoration to start your credit restoration process. You need to validate your information. Then you give us the permission to pull your credit report, right? That starts your process. Once we've gotten your report, our credit attorneys actually go through your report and they create your letters for you. The letters then are either emailed or mailed to you. You sign them and send them off to the 3 bureaus. When you get your responses back, you then send those responses to our corporate office. The corporate attorneys then review those responses, load them into your application so that you can see what's happened. And then they create your next round of letters. That's the process.
Okay, and so you mentioned that there were more services. Gracias. There was more services in addition to just the credit.
Absolutely. So this, the screen that I'm showing right now is the protection plan. So our credit is part of our protection plan, right? So the protection plan includes the credit restoration, but we also have credit monitoring and identity theft protection. We also have the ability, we have debt payoff system. We have the ability to create will, trust, and medical and financial powers of attorneys. We allow you to load all of your financial and personal documents into a encrypted website called the Financial Lockbox, so that if in the case of your demise, someone that you trust has access to a website, they can put in the credential you gave them, along with it's like a dual credential system, and then they are able to access all of your financial information. So if you're, married, or you have your brother who would be the executor of your will, they would need access to your financial lockbox, right? Maybe it's your son, maybe you want, Malachi to do that. I don't know. We also have the ability for you to work with our credit attorney to calculate your net worth, and also develop savings goals. So if you're trying to save for a house or a vacation or a car, we have all of these are jumbled into our protection plan. Obviously, what people use primarily are the credit monitoring, the identity theft, and the credit restoration, but all of those services are included in our package.
And so, for example, so those services I would have in separate reps for, or?
Nope. Everything is in one platform.
Okay.
Yep. Everything is in one platform. Those are good questions. What else can I answer for you? Anybody else?
So, how does it mirror at all? Like, for example, LifeLock.
So LifeLock actually is a identity monitoring or identity theft protection, and we actually leverage a similar one inside of this. So if you're paying for LifeLock separately, we offer that as part of our package.
Okay, so it will be some of that service would be duplicated because it would be kind of similar to what LifeLock does.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And so, is this a one-time fee? Is it a monthly fee? Like, how does that work?
So there is a sign-up fee. So it's a one-time setup fee with the first month included of $188, and then monthly $89 with no contract. So as I explained earlier, most of our clients need to stay enrolled between 4 and 6 months to get the best benefit of the services. But we also have a really neat customer referral program, which allows you, if you have 5 referrals that have enrolled, your services are free. So if, for instance, you sign up as a client today, you give me 10 names, 5 of those names are enrolled the next month, and every month you have a total of 5. So it's not 5 per month, it's 5 total in each month. So say, for instance, you have 5 enrolled in June, but 1 drops out and you add 2 more, then you would have more than 5, and your next month will be free. So that's our customer referral program. If you don't have that, then it's $89 per month, no contract.
Okay, you said $89 a month. You said it with a contract, without a contract?
No contract. We do not bind you to a contract.
Okay. And you said it's on average, most customers need between 4 to 6 months.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Yep. What we call regular bad credit customers, that is, you know, the regular collections. There are some people that have more complicated situations, like they have tax liens or they have child support. Some of those things take a little longer.
Okay.
Some bankruptcies can take longer too, but some don't. We've had people get bankruptcies taken off in the first 2 months. So everyone's credit report is very different.
Right. And so what if I don't have bad credit, but I can stand to improve my credit?
All right. So then you would need to use our credit builder product. So our credit builder product, we have the ability to add 2 trade lines to your credit. So if you have what we call a thin file, right? And thin file means you don't really have any accounts. We have the ability to add your rent to your credit report. And we have up to 2 years of rent. So that gives everyone, when I did that myself, I used a separate company, but that gave me 34 and 35 points on all of my reports, which was a big deal, right? When you have a thin file, adding 2 years of credit is huge. So that's one of the trade lines we offer. We also offer the ability for you to get access to a secure credit card. Everyone is approved for that, and we absolutely have the lowest annual fee and the lowest interest rate for our secured card. So we have both of those available to you through our platform.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those are additional fee, right? But if you have a thin file and you need to add lines of credit, those are really good options.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering my questions.
Of course, you're welcome. Anybody else have questions? And thank you for joining, Judy. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so if no one else has any questions, as I told you, my name is Dawn. I am so thankful that you joined me today. Please feel free, please feel free to share this information, or if you have questions, get back to the person who invited you, and let's get you together. Thank you all. Have a sweet day. Peace.